Welcome to Gloria's Gab Live. I cannot believe it's the end of 2021. It's our last show of the year. And I have a great guest today, J.R. Steinbauer. J.R. is chairman of the Junior Orange Bowl International Golf Championship and has been doing it forever. J.R., thank you for joining us
No,
today.
why'd you call me a guest? We're friends.
Oh, well, that's true.
Been friends for how long?
For a long time.
Yes, since you were
We were just saying
you were 12 and I was 10.
he started Junior Orange Bowl doing the golf in 1986. And actually, I must have been on the board or something because, I was executive director. I got an orange. So
Yeah.
from 1986. So
Yeah.
before we start, JR, I've got to thank my sponsors, South Florida PBS, awesome people. If you're not a member, you need to be. And you get these great books. You get like a little magazine that tells you everything that's going on. And also, allhealthtv.com is a great resource, and you can get a newsletter. So I suggest that you go on to allhealthtv.com / newsletter and sign up for the newsletter because there's all kind of great information, especially now with COVID and so many other things going on. It's a great way to get some free information and of course go on and see their shows. So JR,
Yes.
where do we start? First of
I don't
all,
know.
when is your tournament and what's your field?
Our field is back to normal. We're at the 90 players. It is January 3rd through the 6th. 4-round, 72-hole championship. We have currently around 34 countries being represented out of those 90 kids.
Yeah. And how many continents?
Pretty much
5?
no,
6?
everyone but Australia.
Wow.
We have
Impressive.
South
Yeah.
America, Africa.
And not bad
Asia.
considering some of the limitations with travel right now. It had to have made last year. I don't even know how you did it last year. But they actually had a tournament last year.
We did. We had 60 players, and majority of them were from South America, North America, and the European kids that are here for at the golf academies.
Sure.
So that's how our foreign entries came.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, and you've been doing this so long. We talked about how you took over from Bill Kurdyke. He
Yes.
roped you into it.
Yep. Bill got me involved in 1986, and Publix was the orange sponsor back then. So I got to know the produce guy at 4:30 in the morning, picked up the box of oranges. They went on the first tee
Publix
for
was
the
pretty good to
players.
us over the
they
years,
still are.
weren't they?
They
Yeah,
still
they
are.
still are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, when do college coaches come and actually, or are they allowed to? I'm not clear on that.
Last year, because of COVID, they had a restriction where they could not attend any events throughout the whole year. This year, that's been lifted, so we will probably get. In the past years, we've had more coaches than we've had players. We've had about anywhere from 120 coaches to look at 80 to 90 kids.
And for those of you that don't know about this tournament, this is the premier juniors tournament in the world. And in fact, so much so that I remember you and Bill were involved. Bill founded the Team World Tournament
World Junior
in Japan.
Golf Team Championship in Japan. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. That's really super interesting.
That morphed from the Junior Orange Bowl, where there was a young man and his dad from Japan that would bring the kids over every year. And Eiji Tagashira was his name, and he kind of went to Bill, and at that time Val McClure was the head pro at the Biltmore, and said, you guys do a great individual. What about a team concept? So Bill back then he was chair, so he got all the federations involved and
And he
asked
got
them.
you involved.
Well, he got me involved with the U.S. team.
U.S. team.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But he went out to him and said, "Hey, how do we put this together?" Yeah. And that's how that kind of came. And Junior Orange Bowl is, a proud partner of that event.
And that's still going on?
Yes, it is.
How
Unfortunately,
many years?
with COVID,
oh yeah,
last 2 years we have not been able to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
But how many years were you? That started a long time ago.
That began in 1992. I think Bill and I have great memories of being in Japan in August, first part of August, going through a typhoon, coming home to August 28th and Hurricane Andrew.
No way.
So yeah, we
so you got
we had a
typhoon and a hurricane all in a month's time, huh?
We had a pre-run.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
So let's talk about the history of the Junior Orange Bowl International Golf Championship. It's like Tiger Woods. Come on, guys. Well, they get the best of the best.
And we've been very fortunate with the partnership of the city of Coral Gables and the Biltmore Hotel now, who runs the course. Right. They are our big sponsors with the whole tournament. I mean, we couldn't do it without Gene Prescott and his crew and Laura Pavlov, who is the current head professional. It's a great partnership, and they are awesome to work with.
And of course, people are it's free to come and view these future stars.
Yeah.
And tell us about just some of the people that have passed through this tournament.
One thing I would, talking about Japan and the World Junior, it amazed me during the Japan Olympics this past summer. We had probably about 38 players that had played the Junior Orange Bowl that represented their country during the Olympics. And the winner, Nelly Korda, who's U.S., her dad was a famous tennis player. But she's better known as Nelly's herself. She and her sister Jessica both played in the Junior Orange Bowl during their junior years.
Well, I just remember names like Sergio Garcia.
Those are the common names, if you would. But I mean,
right.
for
ranked.
We had Willie Wood was a player back then, and Gary Koch, who's an announcer on with the Golf Channel, Andy North, who is also on ESPN. Hal Sutton has played in it. Bruce Fleischer, who unfortunately recently passed away, a good Miami player that went on to play in the tour and the senior tour and like that. And he was a good friend of the tournament. Right. But and our own Tracy Kurdike, who grew up in the Gables, and she was played in the event and even won it back in 1983.
Right.
So
before you got involved.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad of that.
The Kurdites love golf.
Well, it goes back to the event was started in 1963. 1964 was the first. And we had Dr. Bill Hewson, University of Miami men's coach at that time, Val McCore, who was an assistant pro, Bill Tender, who was the pro at the Biltmore back then, and Bill Kurdike Sr. They were part of the nucleus of 6 that started the tournament. Right. And, that was Mort Guilford was president of the Junior Orange Bowl and gave those 6 people a task force. Let's put something together.
Yeah.
So that's how that works.
Well, it's certainly one of the shining stars of the Junior Orange Bowl. That's for sure. That and tennis and the parade are just things that everybody seems to know. Yeah. And but it's always fun when you travel. Don't you find that outside the U.S.
Yeah, no, I mean when
you mentioned Junior Orange Bowl and everybody like, oh, tennis, golf. They all
walk around with Junior Orange Bowl shirt and they'll we had a kid at our country club that played in that event so many years, and the nice part is we've seen a few kids. There was a kid that played in Belgium or for Belgium, came here. He went to he's now an accountant there. And basically his firm wanted to do a trip to the US and give all their guys, let's do a planning in the US.
Yeah.
And because of him playing the Biltmore, he suggested that to
Going
the
to
management. And yeah, they had their goals conference at the Biltmore, a few years back. So it's kind of,
So
it's
Gene
nice
Prescott really liked that.
at that time. But yeah, it's but that's the nice thing about it. A lot of the kids come back, and I say kids, and they practice out there when he would come for a South Florida event. So
Now, JR has a real sporting family. Your wife is one of the people that organizes the Junior Orange Bowl tennis invitational, and so you have no holiday.
no,
Before
we don't.
Christmas,
We,
before Christmas, you're doing tennis. After Christmas, golf.
yeah, there is no Christmas, there is no Hanukkah, there is no Kwanzaa, there is no New Year. It's just another month for us.
Another month.
Yeah, no, yeah. And I, we were blessed that the two girls understood what mom and dad were part of, and we'd get,
they're involved
as you
in
know,
sports too.
you got the family all involved, and the girls were.
I think everybody knows years ago I was the executive director of Junior Orange Bowl. So, and then you just never get uninvolved.
Yeah,
because it's such a great way to showcase our young people, and they're doing such a good job. The parade this year was awesome. Yeah, I missed it last year, but I was able to go this year, and hats off to everybody for pulling off a great thing. And we had Jonathan Fisher, the Jeopardy champion, and I didn't, unbeknownst to me, they knew the Admires, John and Pam Admire, who are so, he's one of our past presidents, and Pam has just been such a
great supporter,
person who involved in the community and helps out the, I'm with the Coral Gables Women's Club too. So the Admires help us out with the dental clinic too. So tell me what's up next for you? When do you start planning for like next year?
Well, we kind of start planning right away with getting the hotels and, with working with the Biltmore to secure the dates, secure the rooms for it, like right away.
Well,
their staff does a great job. And look, during the event, we get attacked. We get by the reservation. Hey, what do we need to pencil in? What do we need to ink in? And I'm like, yeah, we need to ink it in and get it going. So,
yeah,
and it's just,
and explain the age, like the people that come, and how do you decide who's going to be in the who's going to be invited to play?
Well, basically, our tournament is a invitational wherein we invite the top player from each country, their national champion. As with the U.S., it's the top 15 ranked boys and girls. It is also, there are those national tournaments like the U.S. boys and U.S. girls that the top 10.
Do they give you, like,
get in,
if they win those tournaments,
they get it? They get an invitation.
They're like,
yeah.
Oh, so that's their incentive to play in those tournaments.
Yeah. Well, and they're going to play in them, and so we use that as our criteria of getting in.
So are there rankings?
Yes, there is. There are a few junior rankings. The American Junior Golf Association is kind of like the PGA Tour of junior golf. All the kids are members. All the kids play them. They have around 8 invitationals, and the winners of those tournaments get an invitation to our event as well.
Yeah.
But, and there's a few independents like the Scott Robertson and the Junior Masters, which is in Dothan, Alabama. And then the Optimist, they have a world championship that's held, and we invite their winner So
When is that held?
that one is in the first week of August, I believe.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Mhm.
And
And the age limit?
it's 18 and under, provided
Right.
you're still in high school, not in college.
Oh, really?
Our youngest champion with the girls was in Bay Park back in when she won back in oh nine, nine, 2002. She was 14 years
I
old.
kind of I kind of
You
remember
know,
that one. Yeah.
she's from Korea,
Right.
and she was
Yeah, that was a good story.
young
Yeah.
star. Yep.
How
So
did she ultimately, is she
oh yeah, she's still on tour.
playing?
You see her
Obviously.
quite a bit. Yep.
Yeah.
She's
At
playing
14.
well. Yeah.
She's got a
So
long career ahead of her.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little story I love telling about the event. A lot of people know Nick Price was very strong player. He was from Rhodesia, which is now Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has been a true friend of the tournament since pretty much the beginning. South Africa, and
Really?
then they went through thing, but we've
They went
always
through a
had back
hard time.
back then. Well, in 1974, Nick Price played his first event in the U.S. at the Biltmore,
Did he really?
and he finished second to David Abel, who went on. I believe he was from the Palm Beach, somewhere on the coast of Florida, but he went to um, Wake Forest. He
Oh,
became a
really?
lawyer,
Uh-huh.
and Nick and him are still together.
No.
David is Nick's was Nick's agent and all that, and they met on the fairways of the Biltmore. And I
Isn't
mean
that
that's
something?
pretty cool little story about the
Well,
history there.
there's a lot of great
Yeah,
stories, aren't there? Yeah.
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 So
So,
and
uh,
they
so
all
what
come back. They all they're all doing real well.
we actually have a video. If and by the way, I have Junior helping us today. Thank you, Junior. He's our producer today. And so, if you want to play a video just to give you a taste of the tournament. Where's Tiger? That's such a pretty course. Can you name all these people?
There are a few of them. Yeah, majority of them.
That's a great shot. Who's your most memorable player?
Outside of Tiger,
Outside of Tiger,
yeah,
that's a
no, we
hard
got
one
some
to beat. Huh?
good ones.
Yeah.
Quite a few there.
Do you that picture of you with giving him the trophy? I remember being there taking a picture of that. And I remember he was
1991.
turned 18 that day.
Yep.
So he just barely made the tournament. Those are pretty. Okay.
Yeah, we do
Thanks
want to
so
thank
much.
Mitchell Zach, who's one of the photographers for the
Yeah,
Junior
thanks,
Orange Bowl
Mitch.
for putting that
Good job.
together. Okay. Yeah.
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 So, yeah, Tiger won it back in 1991. And at that time, he won it and he had the course record for the tournament, which was 16 under. And prior to that,
16 under. Wow.
And prior to that was Gary Koch in 1969. He had 14. He was 14
wow.
under.
So,
So yeah.
Has anybody beaten it?
Yeah, I was just say, yeah, in 2001, James Vargas, who Miami boy, Columbus kid,
Really?
went on to play at Florida. I know you're happy to hear
there
that.
you go. He's a gayer.
He was 21 under, and that's been a
21 under.
That's a tough one to beat.
Get out. Oh,
and
my
now
goodness.
James will be here this week.
Oh, will he?
Yeah, he's the
my
assistant
goodness.
coach at UNLV.
Is that
golf
right?
coach, yeah. So
Wow.
he'll be walking the fairways
That's kind of
recruiting.
fun.
So it's
Do you
the
find
kids
that a
all go.
lot of former golfers that don't go on to the pro circuit, do you find that they end up coaching? And
Well, they coach, or they're very, very successful in business.
Yeah.
I mean, they have their own insurance company, or they're
what is that
heavy
about
with on
insurance?
Wall
Yeah, a lot of
Street.
going to
and,
insurance.
well, it gives you time to play. Yeah.
There you go.
So I guess.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. And talking about records, got to bring up Paula Creamer played in our event, and this she had shot a 62 in round one, went out, got food poisoning, and had to withdraw. Who knows where she could have
What
gone.
she could have done.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It was, but it was, had quite a few. I see, one of the players on there was a Chilean player, Joaquin Neiman, who is playing very well on tour, and what's neat about it is these kids that come from the different countries, you could tell by their uniforms, their shirts. You saw the Italian colors, the German colors, the English, white and red St. George
obvious.
flags. Yeah. And that's what's neat. The international kids that come, they really, they work all year to play in this event.
Do you have any event that they do, a reception or anything? Maybe not now,
well,
but
with COVID,
is that something that
we
have to be
we
careful?
used to have a banquet the night before the tournament.
That's what I kind of
we
remember.
would induct different players into our Hall of Fame. There's players like David Gossett, who won the U.S. Amateur. Played at Texas, and he's matter of fact, he's like myself. He's in commercial real estate in Nashville, Tennessee. So
Is that right?
But we a lot of the players we'll try to get them here to honor them, or they will have a spokesman accept the honor. But
but you don't have anything planned this year.
No, it's with COVID
risky.
keeping things kind of low key, and on the course. And you asked earlier, golf being golf, we're in the open air, and pretty easy place to social distance, and and parents don't talk to other parents because they want their kid to beat up their kid. So but it's been a challenge. Last year was a challenge. We were able to pull it off, and we had a very good, in Spain, we have very good play. Our first U.S. player in almost 12 years won last year. He shot a 62 in the first round and just cruised. Sebastian Moss out of Texas.
Oh,
I
right.
believe,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So tell me, when
and
you,
our women's
ahead.
champ, we
Yeah.
say Emily Zhu from Canada, she is
Oh,
returning.
Canadian,
So
huh?
we got someone going after her second championship.
Really?
Yeah. And in the
Oh, my
girls field,
goodness.
that's happened twice where we've had them
Oh, wow.
back to back.
Oh, that's great.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So all our Canadian visitors can go out to the Biltmore
Yep.
and check out and root her
Yeah.
on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I know you like are in charge of when they do it, the Team World Golf Championship.
Right. With
Um,
the
I mean, you have like any number of great players that you see playing in our tournament, right?
yes.
So is that how you ended up doing it initially, or Billy?
With the World Junior, it
Yeah.
was with Bill and Val and AG.
No,
They
but
were
I
the
meant
ones. But
you
I
all
mean,
said, "Hey,
oh
we know the
well,
players." I mean,
with
that's why
being
Japan
a part,
came to you.
being a part of that is also helped solidify the Junior Orange Bowl with the golf federations from around the world.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
I mean, like this year we have a young lady from India. We have a
Really?
boy from Slovenia. So we have some new countries coming in.
That's
So we're
fun.
the
Yeah.
Scandinavians, Norway, Denmark, Sweden. They're
Yeah.
all ready to
So it just
come
keeps
over here.
growing.
Yeah.
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 And acclaim too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I always get a kick out of it, every time we would wear our orange jackets, people, first of all, they would either think Orange Bowl because they're US, or they would think, oh, tennis and golf tournaments.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of fun. So um, what did you do for Christmas? Did you actually get to enjoy
We
Christmas?
did. We moved the date was moved for it had been before, right after Christmas.
Used to be right after
and New
Christmas,
Year's.
ended on the 30th. Yeah.
And so yeah, this year, I mean, I'd be on the golf course right now with the players.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, we had we had a normal Christmas. And
Yeah.
spent it with Dad and like that. So,
So-
and the girls. So,
Yeah. Oh, well,
it was,
that's nice. Yeah.
you know,
So now is your daughter that was playing golf, right?
yeah, Julie works for the First Tee of Central Florida. She stayed in
And
golf.
tell us about First Tee, because that's a really great group of people.
Yeah,
Um,
First Tee does a very good job in helping the underprivileged and those that really cannot afford it. And so, with lessons, helps out a little with tournaments, and they're growing the game. They
But
grow
they're
the
learning
game.
the game, but they're also making sure that they have.
They have the 9 core values,
Right.
Which
Yeah,
I'll get
This is
I'll
great.
get, my daughter will kill me for not knowing them. But it's teaches the kid how
That's
to
cool.
become great,
Yeah.
great players.
I know,
And-
and
and,
hats
you know,
off to everybody involved in First Tee.
And we do
Um,
want to thank
hey,
real
we've
quick.
got a minute.
I know you got but City of Coral Gables and Biltmore Hotel for
Yeah.
all they do for the
Hats
tournament.
off to
Thank
the
you.
city of Coral Gables and the Biltmore. I love those places, and got my buddy over there now too, Barbara Van Heusen, revenue manager there. Hey, and Gene Prescott, they're great. So listen, thank you again to South Florida PBS for sponsoring our show. Don't forget to sign up for their newsletter. Go to allhealthtv.com/newsletter. Sign up and get some great free information. Thank you again for joining me today, and good luck with the tournament. I know it's going to be a lot of fun, and Happy New Year to everybody.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in 2022.